Welcome! Today we're going to be featuring the Reese Revolution and a wedge installation. The Reese Revolution is a pin box that is installed by the fifth wheel trailer manufacturer. It is a very versatile pin box that can be used as a standard pin box for conventional transport. For conventional transport, 2 3/4 grade 5 bolts and hardware are installed in the back of the unit, commonly referred to as lockout bolts. When the factory delivers the trailer to the dealer, it is typically in the lockout position. The 2 bolts prevent rotation back at the wing set and allow use of the pin box without the wedge installed. The Reese Revolution is equipped with lockout bolts that can be removed to activate the worry-free turning feature up to 90 degrees for a short bed truck. This feature moves the pivot point back 22 inches from the traditional pivot point at the hitch to the pin box mounting wings under the nose of the trailer. This is what allows for the worry-free turning up to 90 degrees or more when you activate the Reese Revolution Wedge system. The Reese Revolution is designed to work with most all fifth wheel hitches from today's hitch manufacturers, up to a 16,000 pound rating. Okay, now we're ready to do the Reese Revolution Wedge installation. Just a reminder, do not install a wedge without removing the lockout bolts, and never operate without a wedge if the lockout bolts are not installed. Okay, we're going to remove the 2 3/4 inch lockout bolts and hardware from the rear of the pin box. You can now store them on the underside of the Reese Revolution arm. Next, we will remove the universal wedge from its storage location by removing the 2 5/8 by 1 3/4 inch bolts and lock washers. Before installing the universal wedge in position, it is necessary to decide the best orientation for your hitch application. This can be done by referencing your installation instructions and also by dry fitting into the hitch funnel area to determine the best fit orientation. Install the universal wedge into position using the proper orientation for your fifth wheel. The bolts will not be fully tightened at this time. Only tighten the wedge bolts until the lock washers begin to engage. The wedge should be allowed to slide with the rap of a hammer or a mallet. Apply grease to the surface on both sides of the wedge, the back side of the pin, and the skid plate surface. Next, hook up the fifth wheel trailer. Remember to follow the proper latching of the fifth wheel hitch. Refer to the owner's manual for the fifth wheel hitch that you are using. Now, tap the wedge firmly forward until it will no longer travel. Look to see that the wedge is contacting both sides of the funnel area of the hitch. Tighten both wedge bolts. Both bolts may not be accessible while the unit is hitched. In these cases, tighten the most accessible bolt, usually the rear, and then later we can tighten the bolts to the proper torque value. Unhook the trailer from the tow vehicle following the proper unhooking procedure. Next, we will torque the wedge bolts to 150 foot-pounds. A thin walled socket may be necessary. The wedge adjustment is a one-time adjustment for your fifth wheel hitch. If a different fifth wheel hitch is used after this adjustment, it is necessary to readjust the wedge for the specific fifth wheel hitch you are using. Okay, that finishes up the wedge installation for this Reese 16K fifth wheel hitch. The Reese Revolution is the perfect solution for the short bed truck. It allows for worry-free turning up to 90 degrees. Thanks for watching.